for the grade A practice exam from Part C. So you have to show all of your work. Most of it has to do with ratios and proportions. There's a lot of reading involved, but everything's here for you to be able to figure it out. So it says, the lighting system in your school's auditorium needs to be replaced. The new lighting system will cost $5,000. To pay for the new lighting system, the drama club sold tickets to their production of the play Pretty and the Monster. They performed the play on Thursday night and Friday night. So there's information for both nights here. Okay, so below is information on the cost of a ticket to the play. So you have each of these age categories here and what the price is for each of those people. And then underneath here, you have to pay attention to this, that you have some information for Thursday night. So all of this is talking about Thursday night ticket sales. And then on Friday night, you're going to have more information. And you're going to use like the answers that you found from the first part for Thursday night. So it says on Thursday night, a total of 240 spectators attended the play. 20% of the spectators were teens. So the first thing that I'm going to do right away is I am going to start by figuring out what 20% of 240 is. So 20 over 100, or you could just multiply by 0.2 equals x over 240. So you can cross multiply here and you would figure out that in this case, this is 48. So that means 48 of the people who attended were teens. So I'm going to go up here and keep track for myself for Thursday night. Okay, so this is teens. This is the price for teens. We're going to have to multiply that times 48. Okay, the next part says 3/8 of the spectators were adults. So you do 3 over 8 again equals x over the total, because 3/8, like this is part to whole. So the whole amount of people is 240. You cross multiply this and you should end up with x equals 90. Okay, so I've already done these calculations. I mean, you all know how to cross multiply and divide, so you do the ones that are on diagonal, you multiply them, and then you divide by the third number. We've done this so many times in class, I don't think you need me to show you how to do that. But so your answer here is 90 for adults. Then it says 75% of the spectators were adults, teens, and seniors combined. So I already have, I already have my number for teens and adults. And if you, so like, this is going to be, teens is 48, adults was 90. So 75% of 240, like it has to be all three groups. So we're just going to subtract these two numbers at the end. So I'm going to do 75 over 100, again, like I did with the other percentage, equals x over 240. Okay, and in this case, x is 180. So that means that these three groups have to add up to 180. So I'm going to do 180 minus the adults and the teens. So 90 and 48 is equal to 42. Okay, so this should be 42 for the seniors. And the last part, the children, is 240 minus these other numbers because they had to add up to 240. So I'll just do this one here. Children. Again, you guys have 2 pages worth of space to do this on your exam, so you should make sure that you spread out your work accordingly and actually use the space properly. It's probably a good idea to keep track with little numbers besides so that I can follow your work, but 240 minus 48 minus 90 and minus 42. So these other three groups here, and this should come out to 60. Okay, so all of these numbers should add up, if you check them, to 240. Okay, because there's supposed to be 240 spectators. So yeah, what I'm saying is you should maybe like number off what you're doing as you go through your steps. So this was the third thing I did. Here was step 4. Maybe that way, if you do make a mistake on your exam, it will be way easier for me to follow where your mistakes are and see where the problem is, and I might only have to take off like 1 or 2 marks from your work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how much people paid for that night. So I'm going to multiply each of these. So $5.50 times 60. So this should be $330. $6.65 times 48. You should have gotten $3.19 and 20. This one should be $9.90 and $8.25 times $42. This one should come out to $3.46 and 50 cents. Okay, so I'm just checking my own paper because I already did all of these calculations. I just don't want to waste time while we're doing the video and make it longer than it needs to be. So when you add all of this up, that will give you the total amount of money that they make on Thursday night. So this should be $1,985.70. Okay, so this was my step 5 that I did here, was calculate those prices. So I am going to need this price from Thursday, okay? So I'm going to scroll down so that we can see the rest of the question down here. But I am going to need this number here, and I am going to need the fact that it was the lighting system cost $5,000. So that's important information that I'm going to have to keep track of for afterwards. Okay, so now we're done for Thursday night. Then underneath it says, on Friday night, the number of adults was the same as on Thursday night. Okay, and it says the ratio of the number of adults to the number of seniors was 3 to 2, and a total of $601.50 was collected from tickets sold to children and teens. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of create the same table underneath for myself over here. I have child, teen, adult, and senior for Friday. I'm just going to keep track of the numbers, and then I'm going to bring down the prices. So the way I'm going to organize this in here is that my adults is still going to be 90 because it says it's the same number of adults that was on Thursday night. So we calculated right here that it was 90 adults on Thursday night. So that one's going to be the same. The seniors is going to be a ratio of, so the number of adults to the number of seniors is a ratio of 3 to 2. So I would do 3 over 2 equals, and the 3 in this ratio is representing the adults because it says adults to seniors. So the number of adults was 90. And put it next to the 3. And I'm going to put the X on the bottom. Okay, so when you cross multiply this, it should tell you that there are 60 seniors. Okay, so I'm going to bring down my number here for seniors is 60. A lot of people were having trouble because they got stuck here and figured that they need to know how many children and how many teens there were. But in reality, you don't actually need to know this. Like I actually don't need to know what these numbers are. I just need to know what the pricing was. So like for these two, it's telling me that there's a total of $601.50 for those two. Okay, then I just have to figure out what is my price for the adults for that night and my price for the seniors. So you would just use, again, like 90 times $11, which was the price at the top. So 90 times 11 here is, again, $990, like it was for Thursday night as well. And then there's 60 senior tickets sold. So that you do 60 times the price for the seniors, which was $8.25. So this will become $495. And then add that up. So this, like, it seems like there should be 4 numbers here, but the $601.50 was for both the children and the teen tickets that were sold. So if you add this up, this should come out to $2,086.50. Okay, so that's my price for Friday night. All right, so then all that's left to do is you add up Thursday plus Friday. So you do $1,985.70 plus the $2,086.50. So you should add those two numbers together, and it will come out to $4,072.20. So then you have to actually answer the question, because it says all the money raised from ticket sales will serve to pay for the new lighting system. Did the drama club raise enough money to pay for the new lighting system? Well, it said at the very top that they had to raise $5,000 in order to be able to pay for the new lighting system. They only raised $4,072.20. Can't really see this very well in the picture, I can see. So The answer is no, they did not. And on your like answer paper that you would be filling in, because again, you're gonna have 2 pages to fill this in, it would ask you like to check off the answer. So it would be yes or no, and you check next to no, and then it would say justify your answer. So you would write they needed $5,000, they only had 4,072 and 20 cents, so they cannot afford to buy it. It's kind of just like a logical sentence, but there would be some point in there where you should include this number that is the actual price that you came out to. Okay, so try and keep your work. Again, this I didn't have a lot of space, so I kind of went all over the place. But when you have the 2 pages, try and keep your work as organized as possible, and try your best to either number it or have some kind of like system just where it's very very clear what your series of steps were, so that I can find places to give you part marks.